I'm going to show you guys a full training session with Emmy. We're going to get her out of the crate, out of the car first. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure I open and close it and not just let her fly out, because you set the tone of how you first start your session right here, right at the car. If I let her pull out and jump out right away, then she's going to start very high energy and not as much control, and we want to do a lot of control with her. She's a 7-month-old puppy, so she has a lot to learn still. Got my hands-free leash, because it'll just be easier. I'm also gonna have my gloves so it's less nasty when I feed her. I got her Open Farm raw mix kibble, and I mix it with some pumpkin powder to add some extra flavor, also better for digestion. So I'm not gonna let her fly out. Break. All right, so first things first, we're gonna make our way over there and we're gonna warm her up. Make sure we have her attention before we start doing anything. Usually I work on one category at a time, so we're gonna start with her loose leash walking first. Once we're done with that, we're gonna put her back in the car. We're gonna work a different dog, and then we're gonna work something else after. So if you're working on one specific thing, don't be all over the place, because it's easier to make more progress when you stick to one category at a time in a training session, okay? I'm just gonna pause by the grass right here. Okay, so I'm gonna let her potty if she needs to first. If not, then I'm gonna start warming up her attention, and with that, I just wanna pay for her eye contact. Once she starts paying attention, then we're gonna start walking together. So she has a slip leash on, so if you want your slip leash to be most effective, make sure it's on the highest part of their neck. If they have an e-collar on, it's easier to sit above that because it kind of holds it up. So I'm gonna start right now once she looks at me. Good. 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 All right, so she's young, so expect me to pay her frequently as we walk. We're just gonna walk around the plaza. Okay, so all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have food in my hand the whole time, and I'm gonna warm her up with the walking. So I'm luring her directly in her face. Good, I'm paying her for steps. Good, I'm also gonna pay for stopping with her. So I'm gonna stop right now. Good, and we're gonna walk again. Good. And then on this next one, I'm just gonna take a couple steps forward, then I'm gonna U-turn with her with the food, so she knows to follow even when I turn. Good, good. And we're gonna make our way, so I'm just gonna flip back over. Same thing, food in her face. I don't care that I'm luring her right now because she's very beginner. Good. Or for a 7-month-old, she's pretty good, but we want to make sure we warm them up so we have their full attention, and then we can fade the food later. Good. 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 So as we progress in this current session, I'm going to go from food in her face the whole time to paying her as we walk. So now I'm just going to pay her as we walk. Good. Good. And she's done this as a routine many, many times, so she's pretty used to this area. She's out in public. She knows we're going to be feeding together. There's going to be distractions around, but it doesn't have anything to do with her. Good. 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 And this is going to be our whole training session for this category. All I'm going to do is walk her around and feed her. I don't want her to put any tension on the leash. If your dog is putting tension on the leash, they might not be ready for this level of distraction yet, or they haven't done enough walking practice. So she's done both, right? She's had a lot of public exposure, and she's also done a lot of walking. So that's why I haven't even touched the leash yet. It's just connected to me. She hasn't pulled on it. I haven't pulled on it. All we're doing is just walking and feeding. Good. Good. So at this next corner, we're just gonna pause there. We're gonna go back to just attention. Usually I don't try to walk the whole time. I try to make stops so I could kind of get the dog to control the pace or control their pace with mine. Good. I'm gonna pause here. Good. Good. So even though she's staying still, we're still working on walking. Walking is just making sure they are next to you at your side the whole time, whether that's turning, moving, or stationary. Good. It's not just walking forwards. So I'm gonna start walking again. And I haven't taught her any verbal walking word yet. That's why all I'm doing is just telling her good for the payment. Good. Because for her, I want to work on a focus heel where she's staring up at me while she walks, so I don't want to water that down until she actually knows it. So we're going to pause here. Good. 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 So this is not your average 7-month-old puppy. She's been with us for like a little over 2 months now. And she's in a house with the dog trainer, me. So she has not had any opportunities to make any mistakes. I haven't let her do anything that would cause any bad habits. So that's why she's good to be in public right now. We are around not that much distractions, but she's not gonna be doing anything crazy. Like I could take this leash off of her and she'll be fine. So we could do that. Okay, Sam, we're gonna walk towards the fountain. Good.
Want me to be in the front?
Yeah, you could be in the front. Good. Cool, so we're gonna start walking towards that way. She doesn't have her leash on. She is somewhat e-collar trained. I've taught her a little bit of it, so she knows in the case where she wanted to go off, she can recall with some e-collar help and even without the e-collar help. Good. But I'm always gonna have it in case because I'm not gonna be naive. At the end of the day, animals are animals and they're unpredictable. So sometimes there's gonna be things in the environment that you haven't seen and your dog hasn't seen, so it's better to either have them on a leash or an e-collar or whatever tool that you need to help them out. Good. Good. Cool, so we're gonna pause here. Usually I would split this into 2 different sessions, but since right now we're already here and I don't wanna go put her away to get another dog, we're gonna work on her stays right now. So she knows the verbal for the down, so we're gonna do that. I'm gonna help her with a little bit of luring. There's kids running around, so this might distract her, so we're just gonna help her as much as we can. Couché. Good. So a kid just ran across the street, so that's why we're looking over there. Good. Cool, so using the French word for her down, she knows how to do it. I'm just going to walk around, pay. I'm gonna mark from a distance, come back and pay, good. So the dog knows that when I'm far away, I'm always gonna come back and reward you afterwards. I'm also not gonna release her from far away, because if I do, she's going to think that every time I'm far away, I'm gonna call her, and then it starts making your dog get up super early. So I'm not gonna do that, good. I've built this up already where she knows from far away, I'm always gonna return and reward. She also knows if I go behind her or I circle her, I'm also gonna come back, good. But ideally, when I start it, I'm gonna do it like this, good, far away, come back and reward. Good. The only verbal command that I'm really like consistently using with her is the down, the French word for the down, because I've built that up a lot where it's not gonna be watered down. I know she's gonna do it and I know she's gonna hold it. Good. Actually, there's 2. I actually taught her her name, which is her recall. I know she'll come back for those. So that's why those 2 are the only words I'm using. I haven't done a walking word yet because her walking isn't like where I want it to be yet. Good. I don't want to name anything until it's close to being finished. Good. So like for the walking, once I could walk with her loose leash without paying her so frequently, then I'll probably start naming it. Cool, so I'm gonna release her out and I'm gonna just do some random fun stuff with her and then we'll put her up and then we'll get Kona and Luna. Break. See how her orbit is. Good. Break. So same thing, right? She could do the orbit where she could circle around me with the lure, but I don't want to name it until I could do it with minimal help. Good. Break. And I'll show you her progress with her focus heel. I've done a lot of good pan work with her already. Good. 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 Break. And right now we're working on just, if this is her head, I'm trying to get her to keep her head up and I'm moving my hand back and forth until she just holds it there without my hand being there, and then maybe we'll start naming it. So I'll show you again. We're going here. Good. Moving away. Good. 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 Break. And then let's see her weave. Good. So right now, all those things she needs luring help, which is fine. That's how it starts in the beginning. A lot of the stuff that are more advanced takes a much longer time than like a sit or a down or something. Like this stuff is going to take a lot more time to get down. Good. Break. Okay, good. So we're going to walk with her again. I'm just going to circle the fountain and I'm just going to pay her as she stays next to me. Good. 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 Look, it's Allie. Good. We can get Arlo in the video. So we got a dog distraction right here. That's Arlo, one of our friends' client dogs. Good. So the reason why she can ignore random dogs in public is because at a young age, I exposed her to a lot of dogs without letting her interact with them. As in, I expose her around them, like she's around them, but we're doing this together. So she learns that dogs like that have nothing to do with her. So she's interacted with probably like 3 dogs, but the rest that she's seen, which is probably like 50 to 100 dogs already, they're just like random stuff in the background. They have nothing to do with her, and that's just how you do it. You expose them without letting them go up to them, so their expectation is that they're just background noise. Good. Cool, so we're gonna wrap up here with her. I'm gonna put her away and then we're gonna get the other dogs.